I would like to call the liquor license hearing to order. Can you call the roll, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McLeod?
Present.
Commissioner Newell?
Present.
Commissioner Gata?
Present.
The first hearing is for VIP Cafe LLC, 971 Roselle Road. Is the petitioner here? Can you come up and identify yourselves for the record, gentlemen?
My name is Mohammed Yaqub. I am the owner of VIP Cafe LLC.
Do you have an address?
My home address?
Yeah, your home address.
4600 Fargo, Skokie, Illinois.
Okay. You, sir?
Good evening, everyone. Mark Daniel, D-A-N-I-E-L. I'm the attorney that's represented Mohammed Yaqub in a number of these ventures, and I'm here in case there's additional information that you need on how we set up some of the affiliated operations.
Okay. Are there any questions from the Liquor Commission?
No, sir.
Yes.
Commissioner Gata.
From what I'm reading over here, that you're only going to have 4 tables
4 tables, and then we'll have some chairs by the counter.
by the where?
By the...
By the counter?
Yes, sir.
So how many can you seat total?
All told, you could seat 16 at the table, 3 at the counter, and there are actually 2 couches, or lounge-style couches, where you could sit another 4 comfortably. So 16, 3, and 4, 23.
23.
Okay, only because I just see like the 4 tables and nothing else. And you're open from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m.,
Yes,
Monday through Sunday?
yes.
Any other questions? Have you had a liquor license previously, sir?
Yes, sir. I do currently have one in Oak Brook Terrace, one in Glendale Heights, one in Roselle, and 2 in Steger, Illinois.
Okay, have you done video gaming before in any of these places?
Yes, I do have 2 existing locations, one in Roselle, one in Lily Lake, and I'm in process of opening up 2 locations in Steger,
Okay.
and one in Oak Brook Terrace.
Are there any other questions from anybody?
No?
Anybody in the public have any questions? Chair would accept a motion to release a license to the petitioner.
So moved.
Second.
It's motion a second. Discussion. Can you call the roll, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McLeod?
Aye.
Commissioner Newell?
Aye.
Commissioner Gata?
Aye.
Motion carried. Chair would accept a motion to adjourn this hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Motion a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. This hearing is adjourned.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. To order, can you call the roll, Madam Clerk, to establish quorum?
Commissioner McLeod?
Present.
Commissioner Newell?
Present.
Commissioner Gata?
Present.
Everybody's here. This is for the purpose of applicant JBM Hassel Inc. doing business as 3 Aces Diner, 2314 Hassel Road. Are there any questions for the, can you guys come up and identify yourselves for the record, who's ever the petitioner? Give us your name and address and,
How you doing? My name's Joel Schnell, 10 Melbourne Court, Lake in the Hills.
okay. Do the commissioners have any question? Yes, Commissioner Gata.
Well, do you know what? I'm looking over here. It says bar area square feet. There's nothing. Kitchen area square feet. Nothing. Number of tables. Nothing. Type of food service says breakfast, which is fine. Number of parking spaces. It's blank. So,
All right, well, I put a site plan in there. As of now, I'm having the architectural drawings drawn up. I didn't have the exact number of people that would fit at 965 square feet. I wasn't too sure. We just put like a semi-site plan. Regarding the parking, it is in a strip mall, so there's probably over 100 spots there. I thought I had everything filled out because they didn't want me to turn it in until it was done, but, I mean, I'm assuming, you know, I'm gonna have a 12 to 15
So it's a counter. so
person
people-
counter, and then we're having a rail on the side.
that's why I did this and this. Yeah, because I'm looking,
Built out yet.
oh, it hasn't been done. Ooh.
No. It's still white box.
Do you have, drawings of how many tables and all this stuff, man?
Well, you know what? There's no tables here. It looks like there's a counter, and one of them has 14 stools, and the other has 19,
Tables?
but I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Okay.
Yeah, with the 965 square feet, we were limited with the architectural plans, so we wanted to make it like a 50s diner. So when you walk in, it's gonna be the counter as far as we can go to the kitchen, as far as many stools. And then we have the rail on the side that we're putting for additional seats. We're black, white, black and white checkerboard floors, the old 50s style music, and that's the theme we're looking at right now.
Like a regular diner.
Like the old 50s style diner.
And what are the hours? Oh, 8 a.m. to 1,
Yes, sir.
1 a.m. or
1
1
a.m.?
p.m.? Because it doesn't say here.
8 a.m. to 1 a.m., I apologize.
Okay. And you're only serving breakfast, correct?
Breakfast only.
Because I see the menu here.
That was just a mock menu as of right now to turn in. Like, we're still white box. I have like I said, my architect, I talked with him today. I should have the plans in the next couple days. When we turn those in, we'll have our full exact menu. That was just something in to get this process going, so we could have the liquor license start getting this going. But I'm hoping to open up by July 1st.
Oh. Because also with the kitchen, you have a drawing.
Those were just all, like I said, site plans. We're just renderings to get this process going. I do have the architectural plans in place, and everything will all be CAD drawings and.
Would everybody be more comfortable if they saw that before we went forward with this?
I would say yes, me personally.
Okay. I think if you can get all that information, then that would be great.
Yes.
Our next meeting is what, June 4th, June 2nd? The 4th? June 4th. Okay. Okay.
See, that's why I wanted to get this going now before the meeting and everyone was gone, because to do this process, to open up properly, it's still gonna take a couple months for the gaming license. And
We
if
understand
can,
that, but we have to have a comfort level too, that it's going to be what it's supposed to be. And there just seems to be too many blank spaces here, from my standpoint at any rate.
I agree with that also.
Yes.
So we can postpone it to June 4th?
Chair, take a motion to postpone this till June 4th. We'll have a liquor hearing before the next meeting. Is there a motion?
Yes, I'll accept, yes. So moved.
Make the motion.
That we can make the motion to not recess, but to postpone this to June 4th.
I mean, if
And
I
to have
could get the
additional
architectural plans to you
information.
tomorrow,
Pardon?
would that work? If we could get this going till tomorrow to get the
No,
process?
we have to meet,
In public and.
yeah.
I mean, it's exactly pretty much what I'm showing, except for dimensions and CAD drawings. I mean, that's exactly how it's gonna be. So, I mean, if that's what we need to do to get this going further, but we're not gonna be able to open till August then.
Well,
So-
again, the board has to be, it's only 3 weeks, the board has to be comfortable with what is being presented, and at this point, I don't think we are, because there's too much information that isn't out there. There's yes, trustee, Commissioner
Sorry,
Newell.
but also on the times here, it says TBD. I don't understand why we have a TBD all the way across of it.
That was originally, I put those in because I have a couple other liquor licenses, and when I applied for them, they told me, when I filled it out, they would just allow me, before I got my certificate and stuff like that, to give them the exact. Well, before I turned in this application, I talked with Bev, and she wouldn't let me turn it in until everything was handed in, so we wrote over those hours. That was the old application that you're seeing, I believe. I mean, because I know everything that we spoke with. I sat with Bev for like almost a half hour gathering stuff to make sure that I could get this done. And if I would have known I needed my architectural drawings, I would have had them today.
Well, that's unfortunate, but you don't.
Yeah,
But,
June
yeah, I
4th is
was-
only 2 weeks away, really, so.
Well, we also have 2 other hearings. Do you have your phone to see what time the other hearings are at on the 4th?
6:50 and 6:55.
Okay. so
Okay, we can squeeze it in.
6:45 then?
Yeah, we can squeeze it in.
So 6:45 then on the 4th?
There's no name even for Dram Shop Insurance. It says to be determined, or to be submitted.
No, I thought he submitted.
Yeah, I already have that.
It's not on your applications, that you handed out.
But there's Graham Shop in the packet.
Okay.
Mike,
Yeah, Graham's in the packet. Sorry.
Dram's in the packet.
Okay. There's a motion and a second. Anybody in the audience have any comments they'd like to make? Seeing none, can you pull the board, the commission, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McLeod,
Aye, to continue, yes.
Commissioner Newell,
Aye.
Commissioner Gata.
Aye, to continue this also.
Motion carried. Chair would accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. We are adjourned. Thank you, gentlemen.
Transportation and Road Improvement Committee for May 14th, 2018. Would the secretary please call the roll?
Chairman Mills.
Present.
Vice Chairman Stanton.
Present.
Trustee Arnett.
Present.
Trustee Newell.
Present.
Trustee Palafis.
Present.
Trustee Gata.
Present.
Mayor McLeod.
Present.
Thank you. I'd like to have a motion to recess this committee to go into the board meeting, and then we'll continue our committee after the board.
Make a motion to recess to the board meeting.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. We are adjourned for now.
Okay.
Welcome back.
I'm ready.
Okay. I'd like to call the second meeting of the month of May to order. Can you call the roll, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Stanton,
Present.
Trustee Gata,
Present.
Trustee Arnett, Present. Trustee Mills,
Present.
Trustee Newell,
Present.
Trustee Palafis,
Present.
Mayor McLeod.
Present. You all please rise to the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Gata. With the leave of the board, I'd like to go down to President's Report, item number 6, just for the purpose of the proclamations, and then go on to 7, the Planning and Zoning Commission reports. I think there's folks here for that. And then we'll go back, after disposing of those, we'll go back to the Transportation Road Improvement meeting. Is that okay with everybody?
Yes.
Okay, move President's Report, Great Citizens Award. Courtney and Natalie Hogan. They're not by any chance here, are they? Courtney and Natalie? Come on, bring your family up too. Over here at the dais. Over here, right over here. Okay, I do have a couple of Great Citizens Award. You were nominated by the Norris family. Not to narc them out, Jennifer in particular.
Too late.
But we do have the Great Citizens Award. Village of Hoffman Estates is proud to present the Great Citizen Award to Natalie Mary Hogan on Monday, May 14th, 2018, in recognition of her outstanding athletic accomplishments within the field of ice hockey. Having skated since the age of 6 and playing hockey since the age of 7, Natalie has proved to be an asset to all teams she has played with, most recently the Glenview Stars Tier 2 U14 girls team and the Chicago Young Americans Tier 1 AAA U14 girls team. On April 18, 2018, Natalie was notified of her selection to participate in a camp in Green Bay, Wisconsin this June, hosted by the USA Hockey Central Districts. We wish Natalie the best of luck as she continues to pursue her dreams of playing hockey at a Division I college. Also, I just happen to have one for someone else, too. Village of Hoffman Estates is proud to present the Great Citizen Award to Courtney Danielle Hogan on Monday, May 14, 2018, in recognition of her outstanding athletic accomplishments within the field of ice hockey. Having skated since the age of 6 and playing hockey since the age of 7, Courtney has proved to be an asset to all teams she has played with, most recently the Glenview Stars Tier 2 U14 girls team and the Chicago Young Americans Tier 1 AAA U14 girls team. On April 18, 2018, Courtney was notified of her selection to participate in a camp in Green Bay, Wisconsin this June, hosted by the USA Hockey Central Districts. We wish Courtney the best of luck as she continues to pursue her dreams of playing hockey at a Division I college. Not quite done yet. You want to say something, Mr. Norris? No, okay. Okay. Village of Hoffman Estates Office of the Mayor Proclamation. Whereas Courtney Danielle Hogan and Natalie Mary Hogan, residents of Hoffman Estates, were born on February 10, 2003, to proud parents Katie and Dennis Hogan. They also have a younger brother, Kyle, 12, whom they adore. Probably any given day, yeah. Younger brothers can be annoying. I know, I was one of them. Whereas Courtney and Natalie, freshmen at Fremont High School and straight-A honor roll students, are aiming to graduate by the year 2021. Whereas since they were little, their hobbies have included hockey, snowboarding, and running. Whereas Courtney and Natalie took the ice at age 6 and began playing hockey at the mite level by age 7. Whereas fast forward to 2016-2017, where the girls found themselves receiving accolades for being top scorers for the Glenview Stars Tier 2 U14 during the team state championship game, which they won, of course. And whereas in the spring of 2017, Courtney and Natalie were selected for and played for the Chicago Young Americans for Tier 1 AAA U14 girls team, traveling to such places as Canada, Detroit, Boston, and Minnesota. Minnesota. And whereas not only did their team beat the Chicago Mission 3-2 in the state championship, Courtney secured one of those goals and Natalie pushed it over the top with an assist. That's family teamwork. Whereas ranked 6th in the country, the team was selected to participate in the USA Hockey's 2018 Nationals in Boston, Massachusetts, April 5 through 9. Natalie posted on the leaderboard for 3 assists, and Courtney took it home with a winning assist in the quarterfinal game against the Pittsburgh Penguins in second overtime. And whereas these beautiful and talented sisters were notified on April 18, 2018, they were elected by the USA Hockey Central District to participate in a training camp to be held in Green Bay, Wisconsin this June. Be it therefore resolved that I, William McLeod, acting under and by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Constitution of the State of Illinois and the laws of this great village of Hoffman Estates, hereby proclaim Tuesday, May 15th, 2018, as Courtney and Natalie Hogan Day in the village of Hoffman Estates, and we urge everyone to join its observance.
Doesn't get you out of school.
Chair would accept a motion.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have a motion carried. You want to introduce your family, Courtney and Natalie, and your folks?
That's okay. You have a busy agenda. You get on with your night.
Oh, that's okay.
Can we get a picture by chance?
Oh, sure, we're going to do that. You're going to come on up here. Yeah.
Dennis is the dad, Katie is the mom, Kyle is the brother, and then I get them mixed up.
Okay. Start over there. Congratulations. Here you go. Congratulations, Mom. Kyle? We're gonna get some pictures. Now you also get, hey, come back up. You gotta get pictures. And you also each get one of these. If you can hold all that stuff. Come on, Mom. Everybody get in there. Brother, get in. Come on, get in. Yeah.
All right, we've got a bank of paparazzi here, so it's going to take a minute. All right, I'm first because I'm official. Ready? 1, 2, 3. They just want to hold those up for me. You have enough hands? I don't know.
It's like one above, one below.
Yeah, so many accolades.
That one's sideways. Turn it up.
We need an assist now, I think. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Right.
Okay.
Wait, hold on, still me. Dad's phone. All right. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And another one just for good measure. Perfect. All right.
I'm just one.
Now you're in.
One. Sorry. Thank you. Sorry. Okay. We're good. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Hey, Jenny, why don't you and the two Courtney and Natalie come up here? We'll get a picture with the three of you. Since you're the reason they're here.
They're all the same.
They're with us. Come on. Hello again.
Should come by more often.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Get ready. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Great. Thanks.
Thank you. Congratulations. Okay, we got some other proclamations. Who's got the first one? I do. Okay.
Office of the Mayor Proclamation. Whereas exemplary public service employment is of vital importance in ensuring provision of service dedicated toward the health, welfare, and safety of the citizens of any community. And whereas the fire department has upon its roster an individual who should be commended for assisting said department and faithfully serving the citizens of this community. And whereas length of service coupled with continued training and positive attitude toward assigned job tasks makes a profile of this dedicated employee. And whereas the Village of Hoffman Estates, on behalf of its citizens, desires to acknowledge its indebtedness and gratitude for 20 years of dedication and proficiency in the aforementioned department. Be it therefore resolved that William D. McLeod, acting under and by virtue of the authority vested in him by the Constitution of the State of Illinois, of this Village of Hoffman Estates, hereby proclaim Friday, June 1st, 2018, as Christopher Lenzinski Day, I hope I said that right, in the Village of Hoffman Estates, and urge all employees and citizens of the village to join us in expressing gratitude and appreciation to this employee who may have assisted them with outstanding service.
Chair will accept a motion.
So moved.
A second.
Motion is second. We appreciate the great job Chris has done for us in the fire department. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have a motion carried. Chief, you will accept this and give it to Chris for us?
I got the. I have the next one. Office of the Mayor Proclamation. Whereas May 19, 2018 is the 8th Kids to Parks Day organized and launched by the National Park Trust, held annually on the third Sunday in May. And whereas Kids to Park Day empowers kids and encourages families to get outdoors and visit America's parks. And whereas it is important to introduce a new generation to our nation's parks, and whereas we should encourage children to lead a more active lifestyle to combat the issues of childhood obesity, diabetes, mellitus, hypertension, and hypercholesterolemia. And whereas Kids to Parks Day is open to all children and adults across the country to encourage a large and diverse group of participants. And whereas Kids to Parks Day will broaden children's appreciation for nature and the outdoors, be it therefore resolved that William D. McLeod, acting under and by virtue of the authority vested in him by the Constitution of the State of Illinois and the laws of this Village of Hoffman Estates, do hereby proclaim May 19, 2018, as Kids to Parks Day in the Village of Hoffman Estates, and urge all residents and businesses to make an effort to enjoy the village's local parks and outdoor facilities.
Chair will accept a motion.
So moved.
A second.
Motion is second. We'll be at Black Bear Park on Saturday. And we'll present this to the Park District at that point. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have a motion carried. Who's next?
Office of the Mayor Proclamation. Whereas in 1962, President Kennedy proclaimed May 15th as National Peace Officers Memorial Day and the calendar week in which May 15th falls as National Police Week. And whereas there are more than 900,000 law enforcement officers serving in communities across the United States, including the dedicated members of the Village of Hoffman Estates Police Department. And whereas the members of the law enforcement agency of the Village of Hoffman Estates play an important role in safeguarding the rights and freedoms of the citizens of our community. And whereas it is important that all citizens know and understand the problem, duties, and responsibilities of their police department, and that the members of our department recognize their duty to serve the people by safeguarding life and property, protecting them against violence or disorder, and protecting the innocent against deception and the weak against oppression and intimidation. And whereas our police department has grown to be a modern and scientific law enforcement agency which unceasingly provides a vital public service, be it therefore resolved that William D. McLeod, acting under and by virtue of the authority vested in him by the Constitution of the State of Illinois and the laws of this Village of Hoffman Estates, hereby proclaim the week of May 13th through the 19th, 2018, as National Police Week in the Village of Hoffman Estates, and hereby urge our citizens to join in commemorating law enforcement officers, past and present, who by their faithful and loyal devotion to their communities have established for for themselves the rights and security of all citizens.
Chair will accept a motion.
So moved.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. We appreciate the great job our police department does and police departments all across the country for protecting us, and we really appreciate the sacrifices that many have made. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have a motion carried. Chief? Give our thanks to your members, will you, Chief?
Okay, Office of the Mayor Proclamation. Whereas Public Works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of Illinois. And whereas these infrastructure, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public work professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees from state and local governments and the private sector who are responsible for rebuilding, improving and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and the children in the state of Illinois to gain knowledge of and to maintain a progressive interest in understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. And whereas the American Public Works Association has celebrated the annual National Public Works Week since 1960. Be it therefore resolved that William D. McLeod, acting under and by the virtue of the authority vested in him by the Constitution of the State of Illinois and the laws of this village of Hoffman Estates, hereby proclaim the week of May 20th through 26, 2018 as National Public Works Week in the village of Hoffman Estates, and hereby urge all our people to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association and government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and quality of life.
Chair will accept a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. We particularly appreciate the great job our Public Works Department does. Many things people may not even understand they do, such as maintaining the water system and the sewer system and make sure that we have safe drinking water and waste is disposed of, in addition to their repairing roads and shoveling snow and taking care of trees, and there are myriad activities they do. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have a motion carried. Mr. Neville? Thank your folks for us. Thank you. Next one, we're lucky to have members of the Fox Valley Power and Sales Squadron getting ready for their annual event at Cabela's at 5990 to promote safe boating. This will be at 10:30 on the Saturday, the 19th. Families are welcome to take part, and we'll have photos of everybody wearing life jackets. Can the members come on up to the podium here?
Shall we read the proclamation
Yes,
first?
Yes. Let them
Okay.
come up here. Got to read our proclamation first, and then Trustee Stanton.
Whereas, on average, 650 people die each year in boating-related accidents in the United States, and nearly 75% of these fatalities are caused by drowning, and whereas safe boating begins with preparation, the Coast Guard estimates that human error accounts for 70% of all boating accidents, and that life jackets could prevent more than 80% of boating fatalities. And whereas National Safe Boating Week is observed to bring attention to important life-saving tips for recreational boaters so that they can have a safer, more fun experience out on the water throughout the year. And whereas modern life jackets are more comfortable, more attractive, and more wearable than styles of years past and deserve a fresh look by today's boating public. And whereas through basic boating safety procedures, carrying life-saving emergency distress and communications equipment, wearing life jackets, attending safe boating courses, participating in free boat safety checks, and staying sober when navigating, we can help ensure boaters on America's coastal, inland, and offshore waters stay safe throughout the season. Every boater should wear a U.S. Coast Guard-approved life jacket at all times while boating. Be it therefore resolved that William D. McLeod, acting under and by virtue of the authority vested in him by the Constitution of the State of Illinois and laws of this village of Hoffman Estates, hereby proclaims May 19th to the 25th of 2018 as Safe Boating Week in the village of Hoffman Estates, and urges all people to support the goals of the North American Safe Boating Campaign, Wear It, during Safe Boating Week and throughout the year by practicing safe boating habits and wearing a life jacket at all times while on a boat.
Chair will accept a motion.
So moved.
A second.
There's a motion, a second. We appreciate the great service that your organization provides to people to keep them safe. You guys want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about the program on Saturday and the other activities you do?
Mayor and trustees, we thank you for your continuing support of the Fox Valley Sail and Power Squadron by providing facilities for our training, and we're looking forward to seeing you at Cabela's Saturday morning about 10:30. And start with Judy.
Hi. I want to also say one more thing. 70% of the fatalities in boating is because they have the person who's driving the boat has not had any instruction. Now, you all have provided a place for us to have instruction and have helped with that. So I just want to say thank you. And go ahead.
Use the microphone,
Use the microphone
please.
if you can, yeah.
I'm Steve Anderson, and I want to thank you for providing us with room for our training and our meetings.
He's our treasurer.
Important man.
That's right. The money.
Bill Perry, past commander.
Hugh Bartholomew's present commander.
Dee Prettyman, secretary.
Jan Anderson, administrative officer.
Don Prettyman, member at large.
Bill McWhinney, member at large.
Bill?
And Bill Fleming, member at large.
Thank you all for coming. Appreciate it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have a motion carried. You want to make the circuit here and shake hands with everybody?
Good to see you too. Mayor, thanks again.
You're too tall to hide in the back. You'll see us. Yep.
Picture. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's get a picture. Nice to see you again.
Thanks for all your
But it was more important.
Take the photo.
Well,
There we go.
I need you to, move down, everybody, either, or somebody on the end can go around. A little more centered, if you don't mind. The gentleman down, do you want to come down to this end? Yeah, there we go. There we go, perfect. All right, hopefully I can see everybody. If you can't see me, you got a problem. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. And then I have another phone, so hold please. Okay, everybody ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. Whereas preeclampsia is a disorder that occurs only during pregnancy and the postpartum period and affects both the mother and the unborn baby, affecting at least 5 to 8% of all pregnancies. It is a rapidly progressive condition characterized by high blood pressure and usually the presence of protein in the urine. And whereas swelling, sudden weight gain, headaches, and changes in vision are important symptoms. However, some women with rapidly advancing disease report few symptoms. And whereas typically preeclampsia occurs after 20 weeks gestation in the late second or third trimesters or middle to late pregnancy, and up to 6 weeks postpartum after delivery, though in rare cases it can occur earlier than 20 weeks. Proper prenatal care is essential to diagnose and manage preeclampsia. And whereas globally, preeclampsia and other hypertensive diseases of pregnancy are a leading cause of maternal and infant illness and death. By conservative estimates, these disorders are responsible for 76,000 maternal and 500,000 infant deaths each year. And whereas for 2018, Preeclampsia Awareness Month, our focus is postpartum preeclampsia, as we are trying to debunk the very common myth that delivery is the cure. The word cure leaves mothers thinking they are in the clear and no longer need to focus on their health after delivery. Unfortunately, 97% of maternal deaths related to preeclampsia happen in the postpartum period, which is why this campaign's message is to remain vigilant even after delivery. Be it therefore resolved that William D. McLeod, acting under and by virtue of the authority vested in him by the Constitution of the State of Illinois and laws of this village of Hoffman Estates, hereby proclaims the month of May 2018 as Preeclampsia Awareness Month in the village of Hoffman Estates, and urges all residents and businesses to join in its observance.
Chair will accept a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Is Miss Melissa McFadden here from the Chicago Promise Walk and Run for Preeclampsia?
Over here.
Yeah. You want to come up to the dais there and tell us a little bit about your event and what you hope to accomplish?
Hello, my name is Vanessa. I'm co-chair of the Promise Walk, and this is Melissa. She is one of our survivors. She would like to tell you a little bit about it.
This year, our walk will be held at Elk Grove Village at Bussey Woods in the Cook County Forest Preserve. We are a CARA certified course, and we're the only 5K out of are there 40 Promise Walks in the entire nation. And our walk last year had over 500 people, and we raised almost $70,000. And we're a family-friendly event. We have princesses, Star Wars characters, food, races for kids. It's a great time.
Our goal is to spread awareness, as you heard in the proclamation, that awareness and finding these symptoms early is beneficial to mom and baby to save lives. So we walk and we raise funds for research, and we, like she said, we are a family fun event, and we love to just spend the day celebrating each other. Last year we had over 20 survivors with their children there as well. So it's definitely a big celebration. So thank you so much for helping us out.
It's great. Thank you for all the great work you do. There's a motion, a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have a motion carried. You want to come on up and shake hands with everybody? Example that it works. Let's get a picture. Do either one of you have a camera that you want to? You come in the center here, we'll get a couple of pictures.
Okay, everybody ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Hold, please.
One more camera.
No?
Bless you.
How'd that go?
Stay away from pilates.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. And one more. 1, 2, 3. Great. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, we'll continue the rest of the President's report after the Special Finance Committee meeting is over, and we'll do the rest of the board agenda, except for item 7, the Planning and Zoning Commission report. Chairperson Combs, you're not the last person on the agenda for a change.
I know, I thought you did that just for me,
I
so
did.
thank you. Planning and Zoning Commission recommended for approval a request by Somerset Development, contract purchaser, for preliminary concept plan approval for a mixed-use project, City Works, under Section 10-2-2E of the zoning code for the approximate 150-acre property on the south side of Lakewood Boulevard between Eagle Way and Huntington Boulevard, and on the north side of Central Road, 2000 Center Drive, 2001 Lakewood Boulevard, 2501 Eagle Way, with 6 conditions. The vote was 8 ayes, 3 absent.
Okay, I appreciate that. We'll also deal with 8D after this presentation. Is that all that you have?
That's all I have.
Chair would accept the motion.
So moved.
A second.
The motion a second. Anyone from Somerset want to say a few words, or?
Thank you.
It's a man of few words. Does anybody in the audience have anything?
That's a couple.
Anybody in the audience have anything they want to say? Yeah, come on up, Mayor.
Are we going to have a section for citizens' comments?
That's right now.
This is it.
Mayor McLeod and Board, trustees. I'm Paula McCombie, Village President of South Barrington. Let's see. I would like to compliment Mr. Peter Gugliotta, the Village Director of Planning, for a very thorough and cogent description of the concept being presented to the village by the developer. It sounds like a great project. It's my understanding that it's still a concept and no entitlements are being approved either in the request for concept approval or in the development agreement. As the staff report recognizes at page 4, the site plan proposal does not include specific details regarding new construction other than very general summary of uses and new building locations, along with some residential hotel unit counts. There are no specific dimensions or design details, and so no review can be performed on property access, etc. No rezoning is being approved, no site plan is being approved, and no particular use of mixes or uses is being approved, and I assume the concept approval is not deemed by the village to constitute such approval. It's a conclusion I'm drawing due to the absence of the necessary studies and analysis identified by Mr. Gugliotta to support either the rezoning or the introduction of multifamily uses with its attendant impacts to the area. I would also respectfully request, on behalf of my community, South Barrington, that you confirm that my understanding is correct, and I would ask the mayor to confirm this with the village attorney. If this...
That is correct, and this is a concept plan, but there's no entitlements being given. The whole process will go out through our plan commission.
Okay,
We'll go
thank
through
you.
public hearings. So this is a concept in the truest sense.
Thank you.
Mr. Jenner, do you want to add anything?
No, other than this is a time for comments, and there's no confirmation or assurances being given while you're making these comments. For
Exactly.
the village board to make any assurances, it would have to be done through the legislative process.
I understand that. This is just a comment that I'm making. If this development plan moves ahead, I would also request the village considering the following. South Barrington's concerns are not with the commercial reuse of the headquarter building, which seems to be an exciting reuse of the building, but with the introduction of the substantial number of multifamily units in the area north of the I-90 Barrington Road corridor. It would be the first introduction of such land uses north of I-90 in this general area. Aside from the precedents such as rezoning sets, I'm concerned about adverse impacts to South Barrington on additional backup of traffic at Lakewood Boulevard, which would affect exiting and entering our village hall, our police department, and our park district. I hope that the traffic impacts from the proposed development are studied in great detail, and comparisons of traffic generation between the proposed uses and the former use is part of that study. On page 6 of Mr. Gugliotta's report, he lists a number of studies that will need to be conducted if this development moves forward. I would ask that you add to that list a fiscal impact analysis that includes a tax impact study in regards to School District 220. In closing, in the spirit of intergovernmental cooperation, I would request the village notify our manager in advance of when the matter is scheduled for the next public hearing We somehow missed this one, even though I know you noticed it and did the proper things in regards to it. But it would be great to have a courtesy call, because we would have been eager to come and listen to the public hearing if we had paid attention.
Whoops.
I was surprised the school
That-
district didn't
that was
tell
the
you.
end.
They were here.
That was the end of my comments anyway, so thank you very much for accepting them.
Okay, anyone else? Come on up, sir. Identify yourself for the record.
Speaking of the school district, my name is Tim Newbar. I'm the Assistant Superintendent for Business Services at Community Unit School District 220, Barrington. I'm here on behalf of the school board of District 220. They can't attend tonight because we also have a school board meeting going on at the same time. So I express their apologies. I'd like to reiterate what our superintendent said on prior occasions, Dr. Brian Harris, that we're also excited about this development. The only thing that we would ask that you consider is that the projected 100 to 125 students that would be coming out of this development would mean that an impact of almost $2 million per year on the operating budget of the school district, and that as this goes forward, that the school district continues to have a seat at the table as any tax incentives are discussed and before they're made public for public consideration. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. How much were the tax dollars reduced when AT&T left from what you were getting?
I don't know what they were at the top of my head. That was quite a while ago. I'd have to research that and get back to you.
They're down 65 to 70% from the peak year of 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it was operating.
When it was operating, it generated about $8.4 million a year, of which School District 220 got 64%.
65%.
And with the decline in assessed value, they've lost about $3.5 million.
So they got how much?
They would have got over $4.8 million.
How many students were generated out of that area?
Then?
Yeah.
None.
So they got $4.8 million.
We need to use the
Yeah.
microphone.
Use your mic,
Use your
Art.
mic.
I just had the question that the school district 220 received $4.8 million from this facility and had no expenses associated with it.
That's true.
Is your student
Historically.
enrollment gone up or down the last few years?
It's gone down slightly.
What's slightly?
Your records show it's gone down about 250 in the last 3 years.
Correct.
And even using your calculations, we'd only be adding 120. Our calculations is 70, spread from pre-K through 12th grade.
Again, as I mentioned earlier, we're going off of preliminary information, but what you stated could be correct.
We're just asking that people look at the fact that you can have a white elephant with nothing in it.
And that.
Thank you.
We're just asking a seat at the table as
And we've already
discussions.
said you would have one.
You'll have it.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Is there anyone else in the audience? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm John Anderson, and I live in South Barrington, work up here in Hoffman Estates quite a bit. I concur with our mayor and the school board that it's a good project, certainly the component of the office space especially. I think that's greatly needed here. We need more good jobs nearby and to support the local economy and the housing here. And I know in one of the reports I read that one of the problems with office space in the northwest suburbs is that there's not enough new, good quality space. There's a lot of older buildings and everything. So this would enhance the supply of good quality office, and I think that's a good thing, and fiscally, it would provide a lot of tax revenue. I agree with Paula, my mayor, that the traffic is a consideration there, and I'm sure there will be studies made. And as far as the tax impact, there should be enough revenue from the office to offset the students, and I think that's probably going to happen. So I'm in favor of this development and encourage you to go forward with it.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else in the audience? Yes, sir. Give your name and address for the record.
Greg Majewski. I'm in a unique position. I live in Hoffman Estates. I'm part of Barrington School Districts. I grew up in South Barrington. My kids go to Barrington. I actually own a business on Lakewood Boulevard that has been decimated by the lack of development in Hoffman Estates and in this area. When AT&T left, we lost about 40% of our revenue. So not including anything that they produce on sales tax or anything else, we've hurt. We own our property. We're staying because we believe in the long-term plans that are coming. But at the same time, South Barrington, Barrington, and the Barrington school districts, and again, my kids go there, love them. They cannot at any point say that 120 kids is going to hurt the school district. Why they're asking for the people of Barrington in the next couple years to put up a potential of $350 million in a tax referendum to forecast more taxes and everything else, part of their blueprint project. So again, this is not a school district. This is not something that should ever stop, because we can't allow the development of a community stop because of 120 kids where they're not going to suffer. Barrington is one of the top school districts in the state. It's why we live in this area. It's why this section of Hoffman that goes to Barrington gets about 25% more on the residential values than the exact side across that goes to the Frem School District. Again, homes, just because they're in Barrington School Districts, get 25% more revenue, or house value, because of where we live. But again, this development, Myers development, everything else will change, and everything else that South Barrington has been worried about forever. And again, since I was a little kid complaining about traffic and everything else, you can't stop it. There was no stopping the Arboretum when they wanted South Barrington to have that tax revenue. It wasn't a blink of an eye. South Barrington went ahead with that. We can't turn an eye on a huge hole in our community. And again, there's going to be more coming. Willow Creek has all that property behind us. There's going to be more homes coming at some point. We've got to move forward, and we've got to do what's right for everyone. And again, that tax revenue that Barrington's going to get, my property value alone is going to go up on my restaurant. Guess what? I'm in Barrington School Districts there. They're going to get more revenue from that again, because my assessed value is going to go through the roof. And again, when we built $3.8 million, my value today, 1.1. So look at what they just lost from me.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else have anything they want to say? If not, we do have a motion, a second. You want to poll the board, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Stanton.
Aye.
Trustee Gata.
Aye.
Trustee Arnett.
Aye.
Trustee Mills.
Aye.
Trustee Newell.
Aye.
Trustee Palafis.
Aye.
Mayor McLeod.
Aye, motion carried. Thank you, Chairperson Combs. I'd like to move on to additional business 8D. This is request board approval of a development agreement with the Hoffman Estates Acquisitions LLC for redevelopment of the former AT&T corporate campus.
So moved.
I'll second.
The motion is second. Any discussion on this one? Seeing none, can we poll the board, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Stanton. Aye. Trustee Gata.
Aye.
Trustee Arnett.
Aye.
Trustee Mills.
Aye.
Trustee Newell.
Aye.
Trustee Palafis.
Aye.
Mayor McLeod.
Aye, motion carried. Chair would accept a motion to recess until the conclusion of the Special Finance Committee meeting and then resume the village.
I'll make a motion to recess.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. We are in recess.
We need to call back to order?
Oh, wait.
Oh, I'm sorry. Forgot we had to change the guard. I'd like to call back to order the Transportation and Road Improvement Committee for May 14th, 2018. Would we take another roll call to establish quorum?
Chairman Mills.
Present.
Vice Chairman Stanton.
Present.
Trustee Arnett.
Present.
Trustee Newell.
Present.
Trustee Palafis.
Present.
Trustee Gata.
Present.
Mayor McLeod.
Present.
Thank you. I look for a motion to approve the minutes of April 9th, 2018.
So moved.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any corrections? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. New business this evening, one item. Number one, request acceptance of Transportation Division Monthly Report.
So moved.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any thing you wish to highlight, Mr. Hanky?
Nothing to highlight, but I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. How are we coming with the tollway project? The usual question.
Still coming.
Good.
May 31st is the end of the contract.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions up here? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. President's report.
I'll wait for the board meeting, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Is there anything else to come before this committee this evening? Seeing none, we do have one item in review, the discussion of the Steeple Hill fence and gate near Alcoa Lane and Washington Boulevard, which is right now scheduled for August 6th, 2018 meeting. Seeing nothing else to come before this committee this evening, I look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. We are adjourned. Thank you.
I'd like to call to order the Planning, Building, and Zoning Committee for the Village of Hoffman Estates on this May 14th, 2018. Roll call, please.
Chairman Stanton.
Present.
Vice Chairman Arnett.
Present.
Trustee Mills.
Present.
Trustee Newell. Present. Trustee Palaffa.
Present.
Trustee Gata.
Present.
Mayor McLeod.
Present.
Looking for approval of the minutes of April 9th, 2018.
So moved.
I'll second.
Thank you. Anybody notice any corrections or deletions that need to be made? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. May 7th, we need approval of the minutes for May 7th, 2018.
Need a deferral.
So moved.
Oh,
I'll
I'm
move to
sorry.
defer.
I'll second.
Move to defer is correct, yeah. Okay, we have a motion for deferral and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. New business, request by Neighborhood Inn for a site plan amendment to add an enclosed outdoor seating area in the rear of the building at 2322 Hassel Road.
So moved.
I'll second.
Peter, do you want to explain what's going on here?
Sure. There is an area behind the Poplar Common Shopping Center on Hassel Road that was previously an outdoor play area for a daycare center that has since vacated the site. It also happens to be next to the Neighborhood Inn unit, and they've worked with the property owner, received approval to utilize that area as an outdoor beer garden that would be associated with their restaurant. They have the ability within their unit to, with a building permit, to get an opening with a glass doorway. Their plans are to enclose the area with a solid 6-foot-high fence, restore the area to pavement, add some tables and chairs, and basically incorporate it as an amenity to the restaurant. It's pretty straightforward. Their current liquor license would be valid, still cover this area because it's part of the premise. That would be their business. So we're just looking for a minor site plan approval for this.
Thank you. Trustee Mills, you have a question?
Yeah, are they going to be serving food out there or have any waiter staff out there?
Actually, the petitioner is here. Yeah.
Hi, Megan Zudet from Neighborhood Inn. Our plan is not to bring food out, serve drinks, serve food, but would it be objected if like customers wanted to bring their own food out? But our plan is not to serve drinks or food outside.
And then, this is a question for staff too. Would smoking then be allowed out there in that area?
I don't think it
there's
is,
no
because if
food?
food is taken out there, they still have to be 15 feet beyond that. We'll look at that closer, but normally if food is allowed to be consumed in a location, it has to be 15. I
Okay,
believe
'cause I bet that would
state
come
law
up
is
for
15.
Yeah.
I don't think it's your intention to do that, to
No.
want smoking there. It's not considered a
Right, no.
smoking lounge.
Okay, that's what I just wanted to make
Yeah,
sure,
we just
so.
want our customers just to have a place to go sit outside and, have it enclosed in and,
Yeah, and it's going to be like a wood fence that's going
Oh,
to
yeah.
enclose it all?
Mhm.
And no exits for people to
no,
get
no,
in
if
and
we
out
have to
of?
put a
I read.
gate in, I'm not sure if we do, but it would be an emergency exit only.
Okay, thank you very much.
Would you post a sign? Stay up there, please. Would you post a sign saying no smoking out there?
If I had to, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trustee Palafis?
Is it going to be a quiet area, Megan, or is it just like, so you're not going to have any speakers or music? Or?
We do background music inside the bar, so I would probably put one speaker outside and just have it quiet and then turn it off at certain time at night. Make sure it's quiet, and especially on the weekends, I know that we're a little bit busier. I would definitely make sure one of my security guys goes out in the patio and make sure everybody's behaving and the noise is not loud and.
Thank you.
If there's going to be amplified music, the hours that it is allowed to be on should be part of the conditions of approval. That's what we typically do, so
Yeah.
that you'd have to turn the speaker off at a time
Right,
certain.
absolutely, yeah.
What's the,
Peter, do you remember the last one we?
Boy, I don't, I don't recall what our, typically what our,
Yeah, it was decibel rated. 10 o'clock was 1 decibel,
yeah, it
11
drops.
was another.
It drops at 10 o'clock.
Right, it drops at 10.
And I don't think they're, I mean, our intention, at least what they've proposed, is probably not going to exceed the decibel levels at the property line, because they are still,
True. There's a
they're still
lot
a
more.
distance from the property line.
Right.
So,
Well, my concern was for you because that's what gets Armando in trouble when he has music, and the apartment complex right next door has fast feet to come and tell on you. So,
well, I would think if we started getting complaints, then that would be
Yeah,
something we'd have
yeah.
to
Right.
address.
so just kind of a preempt.
Yeah.
Do we want to make a condition here? Add a condition? Or just let it be at this point until such time as there's a complaint?
I feel we can monitor it, given the distance, but if you feel like a time would be appropriate, that's really up to
Yeah.
you.
Mayor?
I'd be more comfortable with the time certain, so there's no misunderstanding.
You've got a condition here, the business owner shall regulate and monitor use of the outdoor area to ensure that noise, lighting, and other impacts are not created for nearby residential properties. We could easily add a time frame to that. I'll make a motion to amend that condition to what's a agreeable time?
Amplified music till 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Should we do 10?
It should be different on
Weekends.
weeknights than it is on Friday and Saturday. I knew there's usually an hour or two
9
difference.
o'clock on weeknights, I would
I
think.
think that's what it was, trustee Mills, 9 o'clock on weeknights and like 10 on weekends, if I remember correctly.
I'm fine with that.
Fine with that.
Oh, you're fine with that? Okay, then that's my motion, to
Absolutely.
amend
I'll
that to
second.
include those hours.
To include the motion.
Okay, is there anybody else in the audience that wishes to address us on this topic? All right, we have a motion and a second that's been amended and seconded. All those in favor of the motion and its amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Welcome. Number 2 is request approval of an ordinance to specify form of surety bonds acceptable to the village.
Can I
So
just
moved.
interrupt for a second?
Okay.
The motion I made was to amend the condition, but we,
It was, and then you
We
need to
still
vote on
need
the main
to
motion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
the
need a
main
main
motion.
vote.
Okay.
Yeah.
we had a main motion, I believe.
Yes,
We
you
did have a main motion.
Yeah, and a second.
You did.
All right, I was putting them all in one.
You did a twofer.
I did.
Okay.
All right, for the main motion,
As amended.
as amended, all those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? The
Just
ayes have
keeping
it.
you honest.
All right, number 2. Well, I already read that. Did we have a motion and a second?
So moved.
I'll second.
Thank you. All right. Who wants to grab this one? Mr. Norris does?
I do.
Corporation Council.
Corporation
Oh, this is
Council.
corporation councils, all the way.
The surety bonds.
I would say that as a result of the village's long litigation with Travelers Insurance regarding recovery of the amount of money for a performance bond, the law department became aware of the form of performance bonds that would be most beneficial to the village. The legal department drafted a proposed form of performance bond, which is contained in your packet. I believe it is important that the village memorialize that form in the ordinance, because looking at case law, when determining the scope and the liability under a performance bond, the courts will look at the bond itself, they will look at an underlying agreement, and they will look at any existing laws or ordinances that are in effect at the time. And therefore, I believe it's important that we not only have a proper form a performance bond, but the requirements to post that bond be requirements that have been imposed upon developers by this board by adopting this form of bond.
Thank you. Mr. Norris, you have reviewed this ordinance and are also in agreement with?
Absolutely. In fact, we rolled it out since it provides more security to the village than the old form did based upon the research done in the Travelers case, probably 4 or 5 months ago, when everybody that we've used it with so far has accepted it. So then it was, since there were no objections, we were concerned, council was concerned initially that we might get some pushbacks from sureties, and we have not. So now was the time to actually memorialize it in the code.
All right, thank you. Any other questions up here from the board? All right, hearing none, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Number 3, discussion regarding the Visit Hoffman tourism logo.
This one's me.
I figured.
So you guys might remember about 10 years ago, the village created a standalone tourism office. And as part of that, there was kind of the charge to create a logo, a brand, a tagline for Visit Hoffman. And it's been 10 years, and a lot of things have changed, especially technology-wise. And so part of what staff was wanting to do was kind of get a refresh, both on the logo as well as the website. And the website came first because that's what people go to first, right? When they want to look up, okay, I'm going to go to the arena for an event, where am I going to stay? Let me go to Visit Hoffman. And so we rolled that out earlier this year. It's got a fresh new look and layout that, most importantly, is mobile compatible. But as part of that, staff is still very sensitive to having another logo representing the village apart from the village seal. However, many convention and visitors bureaus don't necessarily use their corporate seals and logos. They favor more of a friendly, attractive logo that's just more inviting to people to bring their events or their hotel nights to Hoffman Estates. So tonight, staff, Linda and myself, are seeking some input on a final version of our Visit Hoffman logo design update. Given the marketplace that we have with the Sears Center, the hotels, the restaurants, the Forest Preserve, all the different attractions, we created the text of "It's Here" as our tagline, highlighting those hotels, entertainment, restaurants, event spaces here. But now we're looking to finalize kind of that logo that will encompass all of that. And so attached, you'll see 2 different designs that are similar but slightly different that we're just looking to get some feedback on which one you like better, whether the logo is on the Sears Center. As you can see, it's the outline of the Sears Center and outline of a generic hotel and a restaurant, a cafe with the forest preserve trees in the background. So getting your input on, do you like it on the Sears Center or under the Hoffman Estates, Illinois? I believe there was also some snapshots of how it would look on the website, so you can kind of get a feel for it there. And then just any other input before we finalize the design and go ahead and use it that you guys might have for us.
I'm going to put my 2 cents in.
Yep.
The bottom design, I would like it actually at cafes, and I would like on the Sears Center actually in white. Events, and then hotels, and then Hoffman Estates, Illinois, it's here.
So
That's my suggestion.
So you're saying on the Sears Center, put events?
Yes. But that's me.
Mm-hmm.
Trustee Gata?
You know what, though? Just looking at these 2, and A versus B, as soon as I looked at A, it said, "It's here," and my eyes focused right there. When I'm looking at B, no, not at all. I mean, it's very catchy when it says, "It's here," right? And where it is on the Sears Center. I like this. I like A. I like A.
Okay. Trustee Mills?
I agree. You focus right in on "It's Here," but the idea of events, maybe just a little something else on the Sears Arena Might be a good idea, too, to incorporate. But definitely, because when you look at B,
Side.
you don't see it's here. It's lost underneath Hoffman Estates.
Put it, events on the left-hand side of the Sears
Right.
Center.
Mayor.
Do you really want to put the Sears Center and their logo on this? What if there's another naming rights? You have to change, I mean, I think the outline of the building is fine and saying events, but
We originally didn't have it on there, and then we didn't know if people would understand that the outline of the building is the Sears Center. Otherwise, it just looks like a big,
That's a good point.
kind of oval, if you will. But that's a good point. If the name changes at some point in time, then this logo would have to change as well.
Corporation Counsel.
I actually have a question for our Mark Copland, who is the repository of all information regarding the Sears Center. Mark, remember when we were going through all this stuff, and I think both in our agreement with Global Spectrum and with our naming rights agreement, we have, I believe Sears has this copyrighted or trademarked at Sears Center. And I think if it's used, we have to make sure that we have permission to use it. I know we have permission for some things, and it was outlined. If it goes on here, there would have to be a check to make sure that our licensing agreement would allow the trademark to be used this way.
The first part of what you said is true. The second part, I would have to double check, but it sounds like it could be true.
Okay, thanks.
Little fly in the ointment.
Trustee Arnett.
Okay, I'm just going to confuse everybody. I like both of them, but I do like B because I like Hoffman is the actual focal point. But I also understand A, where it's, you're focusing in on the Sears Center. But I mean, I like both of them, so I'm stuck.
It's harder to get consensus on something like this than
Yeah.
spending $5 million on roads.
Yeah.
Trustee Newell.
I like the top one, but since we're talking about naming rights, could you just put arena in the corner and not put the Sears, so you wouldn't have to change it?
With events.
Or no, you can't do that? Just put it-
To put Sears Arena on is not quite as much the issue as whether we have this actual trademark form. I mean, they actually take, like the M in McDonald's or whatever it might be, and that becomes trademarked. And I know this particular design, I'm pretty certain was trademarked because, and it's owned by Sears Brands. It's
Yeah,
owned
Sears
by
Brands.
It's owned
You're
by
right.
Sears Brands because actually when we were working out the agreements, that's how deep we have to go into everything, and
Yes.
and staff and myself and the others. I mean, we addressed all of those issues. So I mean, I know this design here is trademarked by Sears Brands.
Does it include the little guy in there, too?
Yeah,
That's what's really protected.
that's really protected. Yeah.
I do believe we could very easily get permission, but it's whether or not you want that there, one, and two, and, the mayor's point, do we really need it there with naming rights and other things potentially changing in the future? Or do you want to do something, events, something more generic on the building?
Well, we have to make the decision, so how are we going to make this look?
You could take the figure out and just put Sears Center Arena on one side and put events on the other side, and go with it's here.
You think that that would be appropriate?
I
and
know
allowable?
it's not, I know it's not a violation.
Right, just to say Sears.
Just to say Sears Center Arena, because it's the name of a building.
Okay.
But having that little man in there, or as the mayor says, Roebuck,
Roebuck, yeah.
in there, does. That's the trademark, right.
What if you just put the arena there and took out the Sears Center part?
No, you could do that. You could put events and an arena.
For now.
Yeah.
I don't.
They could work out the details.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you pick A or B, we'll work out the detail of what it says on it after we look at things.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
All right, I guess consensus, raise your hands for number 1.
A?
Excuse me.
And number 2? Okay, looks like A wins.
Right.
You're outnumbered again, Bill.
Went down in flames.
I supported you.
Me and Roebuck.
Thank you.
All right. Number 4, request acceptance of Department of Development Services monthly report for Planning Division.
So moved. Second.
Thank you. All those in favor of the motions, or anybody want to discuss anything in there? No? Okay. All those in favor of the motion, second, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Request acceptance of Department of Development Services monthly report for Code Enforcement Division.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions here? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion, second, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Number 6, request acceptance of Department of Development Services monthly report for Economic Development and Tourism.
So moved.
I'll second.
Anybody have any questions for Kevin at all? No? Okay. All those in favor of the motion, second, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. President's report?
Wait for the board meeting.
Thank you. We have
Chairman
nothing in other. And Jim, do we have anything in items in review tonight? I mean, we have that, but is it actually up tonight?
No, it's not up tonight. I'm not sure where,
I actually got the update I got from the AT&T representative yesterday was that it's still in their legal department under review.
Put it on for next year.
Yep.
That's right. No, lawyers
2019.
are.
So that is continued to another date uncertain, and I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
Thank you. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. We are adjourned.
I'd like to call the General Administration and Personnel Committee for the Village of Hoffman Estates for May 14th, 2018. Can I please have a roll call?
Chairman Arnett.
Present.
Vice Chairman Mills.
Present.
Trustee Stanton.
Present.
Trustee Newell. Present. Trustee Palafis.
Present.
Trustee Gata.
Present.
Mayor McLeod.
Present.
Thank you. We do have a roll call, a quorum. If I can have a motion for approval of minutes for April 9th, 2018.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any questions or corrections? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. I also like to request approval of minutes for April 23rd, 2018.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any questions or any? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, ayes have it. New business, item number 1, request acceptance of cable TV monthly report.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Item number 2, request acceptance of Human Resources Management monthly report.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. And I'd like to have a motion for deferral for the request acceptance of Legislative Operations and Outreach monthly report.
So moved. Second.
Staff have anything to add? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. President's report, Mr. Mayor?
Wait for the board meeting, Madam Chair.
Okay. I see nothing in other, no items in review. If I can have a motion for an adjournment?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. We are adjourned.
I'd like to call to order the Special Finance Committee for May 14th, 2018. Can I have a roll call, please?
Chairman Palafis.
Present.
Vice Chairman Newell.
Present.
Trustee Gata.
Present.
Trustee Mills.
Present.
Trustee Stanton.
Present.
Trustee Arnett.
Present.
Mayor McLeod.
Present.
Thank you. We have a quorum. 2 items under new business. The first being request approval of an ordinance to amend the 2017 budget as a result of the completed financial audit and to close out the fiscal year.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions, comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Item number 2 is a request authorization to award the beverage contract for the 2018 Northwest Fourth Fest to Lakeshore Beverage, Arlington Heights, Illinois.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions, comments? Steve drove all the way over here and has sat through our meeting.
Interesting meeting though, wasn't it, Steve?
Should come by more often.
I could ask a question as to why we only got one bid.
You want
Steve, you want to answer?
I don't want to answer for you.
the Justice Department should look into
You
collusion
gotta-
between the,
You gotta introduce your name and address for the record.
Yes.
Steve Hain, 1351 Hassel Drive, Hoffman Estates, LA.
Evening, Steve.
4th of July, Commissioner. Hello. Steve. Yes, we did receive just one proposal, was returned after 3 were sent out. I ran some figures today. 8 out of the last 9 years, we've received 2 or less proposals. 4 of those have been a single proposal return. So it's not uncommon that we only receive 1. Like I said, 8 out of the last 9 years, we've received at least 2 half the time. So it does happen. They've all been contacted by letter. I did receive a phone call from Euclid Beverage, and I called them back, left a message, phone call was never returned. Elgin Beverage had moved, so their letter was returned and then sent back to the correct address for them. So they did receive it.
How many different companies can we deal with out there?
I send 3 out every year.
Okay.
Euclid Beverage, Elgin Beverage, and Lakeshore Beverage every year.
Might be time to start looking for different companies other than just the one we've got now.
They're very territorial. Right. As far as who distributes beer in what area. They may be the only ones if we're looking to keep it Budweiser, Old Style, or Miller.
Okay.
If we go with Hofbrau or a German beer, that's a different company. But they're being territorial, there's only those 3 that are available to us to pick from.
Trustee Mills?
What beverages will they be offering this year, do you know?
I have an idea. It's still subject to change, but if you want specifics, I can give you, it's Bud and Bud Light, Goose Island Midway, the 2 wines that we're going to have, the Merlot and Pinot Grigio. There's a Strawberryta that we served last year as well, and we're adding a spiked seltzer water, a carbonated beverage this year.
And O'Doul's, too.
And there's going to be O'Doul's, yes. That's part of the program.
Thank you.
Any other question? You impressed that Steve's on his A game tonight?
We gotta ask him
I
stuff,
mean,
you
seriously.
know.
He's always been on
The
his A game.
commissioner's commissioner. You killed it. All right. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. We're adjourned.
Does the board want a really brief, like 5-minute recess?
Sure.
And we'll come back.
Do we need it?
Hi, Deb.
Of May, can you call the roll to reestablish a quorum, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Stanton?
Present.
Trustee Gata?
Here, present.
Trustee Arnett?
Present.
Trustee Mills?
Present.
Trustee Newell?
Present.
Trustee Palafis?
Present.
Mayor McLeod?
Present. Okay, let's move on to recognition of the audience. This is a time if someone has a question or concern for an item that is not on our agenda this evening, now's the time to come forward. Going once, twice, 3 times, we'll move on. Chair would accept a motion to defer the minutes of the May 7th, 2018 meeting.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion to second. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it, motion carried. You're very welcome, Madam Clerk. Is it still Clerk's Week?
No, I took my plaque down.
No. We'll do Clerk's Month
I
next
was
time.
going to say, we should go to Clerk's Month, yeah.
I agree. Move on to 5, consent agenda. Chair would accept a motion.
So moved.
It's a motion to second. The items on the consent agenda are A, approval of the agenda, and B, approval of the schedule of bills for May 14th, 2018, in the amount of $4,067,870.95. Any questions?
We need to take out that one item out of A, 8A, because we have bought the license for 3 diners. Do we do it now or when we're getting to the? Okay.
Yeah, okay. Okay, anything else? Seeing none, can you pull the board, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Stanton?
Aye.
Trustee Gata?
Aye.
Trustee Arnett?
Aye.
Trustee Mills?
Aye.
Trustee Newell?
Aye.
Trustee Palafis?
Aye.
Mayor McLeod?
Aye, motion carried. We do have some appointments. You got the list of the board and commission reappointments for the coming year. Chair would accept a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion to second. Any questions on these? Seeing none, can you call the roll, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Stanton?
Aye.
Trustee Gata?
Aye.
Trustee Arnett?
Aye.
Trustee Mills?
Aye.
Trustee Newell?
Aye.
Trustee Palafis?
Aye.
Mayor McLeod?
Aye, you'll have some relieved members of boards and commissions. This evening, I'd like to appoint trustee Karen Arnett to the Celebrations Commission. Chair would accept a motion.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion is second. You are a glutton for punishment, trustee Arnett.
She lose a bet?
All tho-
I did not lose a bet.
Just kidding. That hurt.
She didn't buy lunch during
Did you get that?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have a motion carried. Also, Jim Rambert for the Celebrations Commission.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion is second. We interviewed Jim earlier this evening. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have a motion carried. You got 2 resignations. Kevin Carnahan from the Senior Commission and Jamie Marson from Sustainability. Chair would accept a motion.
So moved with
second.
regrets.
Second.
There's a motion, there's a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it, motion carried. Okay, as we mentioned earlier, Saturday, May 19th is Kids to Park Day. The trustees and I will be out of Black Bear Park at 9 a.m. And then following that, we'll be at Cabela's for the Ready, Set, Sail by the Fox Valley Power and Sail Squadron at 9:30. On Wednesday, May 23rd, Rosati's will be the location for Wine Wednesday. The event runs from 5:30 to 7:30. And a happy shout-out and birthday to Tricia O'Brien of our Hoffman Estates Chamber, the executive director. And see what's going on in the past week. On Tuesday, we had our Celtic Fest Commission meeting. And on Wednesday, we had a Mother's Day luncheon. It was very well attended. And trustees and I did a good job, I thought, of serving everybody. There were a lot of different choices, but we got through it. Wednesday evening, we had the Northwest Municipal Conference meeting at the Mount Prospect Village Hall for a change of pace. On Thursday, the 4th of July Commission meeting took place, and that's where we recommended the beer vendor. On Friday, May 11th, Trustee Stanton and Linda Scheck and I went to Alden Poplar Creek for Mother's Day and gave out carnations. It was great. Saturday, the 12th, we had Build a Birdhouse put on by the Sustainability Commission, and everybody brings their grandkids and kids, and everybody has a great time. I know my grandkids love it. And that was followed by the Children's Art event here at the Youth Commission put on at Village Hall. And, of course, I know in trustee comments that Trustee Gage will have something to say about what he did over the weekend. Very
Right.
confident of that, very confident of that. Okay, we'll move on to trustee comments. Well, let's start with Trustee Gata.
There we go. Well, there's only a few things. On Wednesday the 9th, we attended the Mother's Day luncheon here at the Village Hall, and Senior Citizen Commission with Lillian as the chairperson, they always do an excellent job. And you know what? There was over 100 and some people that we served. And then that night, I was at the Schaumburg Regional Airport quarterly meeting, which went very well. And then I left on Friday, I should say we left on Friday, to go to Peoria because my granddaughter graduated from Bradley University. So that whole weekend, that's the reason why that I didn't attend anything with you guys. And that's the last granddaughter, right, that is graduating. So now, I don't know if we can wait for a great
Oh, you wait for the great grand. You'll be back here talking about that.
Anyways, that's all I have. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thanks, Trustee Newell.
Real quick, congrats to you. And then on the 12th, we did the Build a Birdhouse, which, as the mayor had said, was put on by Sustainability, and a huge event that was enjoyed by everyone. Good crowd. Thank you to the carpenters. Thank you to everyone that donated time. And the kids just really had a good time with it. And the other thing was the children's art event where everybody gets creative and they don't have to worry about getting sloppy, so they have a good time, and that's all they have.
Okay, thanks. Trustee Palafis.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make many of those events because I stood outside this weekend in the hypothermic rain at a soccer tournament, which is what awarded me this voice. So
Voice is changing.
that's right. Sound a little bit like, a little bit. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You should turn. Do you hear that? I get my Barry White voice tonight. So, but no, I appreciate all that you guys do and showing up for us. Thank you.
Thanks, Trustee Palafis. Trustee Mills.
Well, congratulations to the Gatas on their granddaughter's graduation. I got to go to a 4th grade granddaughter's violin
right.
recital last Wednesday, which was quite an event. out in Sycamore, which was great, and they all did good. And also was at the Build-A-Bird House, watching everybody put together their birdhouses, thanks to the Carpenters Union. They really do an outstanding job that day helping. They have just as much fun as the kids do, I believe, helping everybody out. And our own trustee, Anna Newell, is a great helper doing birdhouses. Also stopped in at the Children's Art event, and congratulations to our Health and Human Services Department on doing a good job with that. And then hope everybody enjoyed their Mother's Day. That's it.
Thank you. Trustee Stanton.
Well, I don't have 16 items today, so
That's unusual.
I do have 4. And if we're going to talk about grandchildren, my granddaughter did the May crowning yesterday at St. Mary's Church out in Huntley, Illinois.
Very good.
5 o'clock Mass. All right. On the 9th, I was able to attend the Mother's Day luncheon here, sponsored by our Commission for Senior Citizens, and it was excellently done, as usual. On the 10th, the mayor, Manager Norris, and I sat down with the Hilldale Green Homeowners Association. They had some complaints that we think that we can hopefully deal with. On the 11th of May, I attended the Mother's Day event, as the mayor has mentioned, at Alden Poplar Creek. And on the 12th, I did stop by at the Children's Art event sponsored by the Youth Commission. I got to say, the Build-A-Bird House was too early for me. I had to sleep in that day.
Poor thing.
I think I slept till about 8:40 that day. So.
Even
That's
I
it
made
for
it,
me.
Trustee Stanton. Come on.
Well, you got to make a point. I didn't make the point.
On Saturday, the 12th, I also attended the Build-A-Bird House, which was a lot of fun, and I think the kids had a really good time. I wonder how much candy they had left over after 5 bags of candy they had there. I also attended the Children's Art event, which was very well put on with our Human Resources Department. That's all I have.
Yeah, thank you. Trustee Palafis, you had something else?
I just had a question off Trustee Stanton's comment. Where's the Hilldale Green Homeowners Association? You remind me?
So the single-family subdivision that's to the east side of Huntington?
Yeah.
Opposite.
Della McCormick, Fulls.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, I got you.
Single-family homes
Right.
that are connected to the Hilldale Green.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, on
Thank
the
you.
east side of Huntington.
Yeah, I forgot. It sounded familiar, but thank you.
Okay. We'll move on to 8, additional business. We already took care of D. There needs to be.
Manager and clerk.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
I didn't feel they had
you're too
anything to
ahead of
say.
yourself.
Guess what you missed?
I don't.
Hey, the trustees got to talk. Hey, village managers report.
Nothing tonight, sir.
The village clerk's report.
No report.
Okay, treasurers, I hope you have a report.
Clairvoyant, he knew.
The treasurer's report for March 2018 is included in your packet.
Okay. Chair, accept a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion to second. Any questions? Trustee Palafis.
I always like the months where money in is better than money out.
Yeah.
So
Try to make that a habit.
yeah, it's good to stay on the high side.
That's why Anthony chose to show up tonight.
Give Rachel the night off so you can grab the good news. Thank you.
Okay, motion to second. Can you call the roll, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Stanton?
Aye.
Trustee Gata?
Aye.
Trustee Arnett?
Aye.
Trustee Mills?
Aye.
Trustee Newell?
Aye.
Trustee Palafis?
Aye.
Mayor McLeod?
Aye, motion carried. Move on to committee reports. Trustee Palafis on finance.
Yes, sir. On June 4th, 2018, at 7 p.m. sharp, we will call to order the Finance Committee of Hoffman Estates. We will begin by doing a roll call to establish quorum, and then we will proceed to the approval of minutes for April 23rd, 2018, and then tonight's special finance meeting, May 14th, 2018. We only have 3 items under new business at the moment. 1 is request acceptance of the Finance Department monthly report. 2 is request acceptance of the Information Systems Department monthly report. And 3 is request acceptance of the Sear Center monthly report. And then we'll follow that by a president's report, any items in other, no items in review, and then we will adjourn.
Okay, Public Works and Utilities, Trustee Newell.
Okay, immediately following the Finance Committee, we'll have the Public Work and Utility Committee for June 4th. We'll have a roll call we'll have the approval of minutes from April 23rd, 2018. And under new business, we only have 4 items. Item number 1 would be request authorization to waive bidding and purchase 1 replacement heavy-duty grapple loader and body through NJPA contract pricing from Peterson Industries of Lake Wales, Florida, from their local dealer, which is EJ Equipment Incorporated out of Manteno, Illinois, in an amount not to exceed $87,822.56. Item number 2 is request authorization to waive bidding and purchase 1 replacement heavy-duty truck chassis cab through State of Illinois joint purchase contract pricing from Rush Truck Center of Illinois Incorporated, which is out of Chicago, Illinois, which is the low state contract bid in an amount not to exceed $90,682. Item number 3 would be request acceptance of the Department of Public Works monthly report, and item 4 would be request acceptance of the Department of Development Services monthly engineering report of the Transportation and Engineering Division. If there's anything additional for President's report, nothing under other or items in review, and we will adjourn.
Thank you. Public Health and Safety, Trustee Gata.
Yes, immediately following Public Works and Utility, Public Health and Safety will call a meeting to order on June 4th here in Hoffman Estates. We will have a roll call. Approval of minutes of April 23rd, 2018. Under new business, we have 4 items. 1, request acceptance of the Police Department monthly report. Request acceptance of the Health and Human Services monthly report. Request acceptance of Emergency Management Coordinator monthly report. Request acceptance of the Fire Department monthly report. We'll have President's report if there's anything in other items in review, and then we will adjourn.
Okay, item 7, we already disposed of, the Planning and Zoning Commission report. 8 is additional business, we already took care of D, and on 8A, we need to defer the first part of it for the Three Aces Diner.
I'll make a motion that we defer the beginning of 8A. Can I do that? Or just remove the portion that talks about the Three Aces?
Yes. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Okay, is a motion a second? The amendment, is that acceptable to everybody?
Yes.
Okay. Chair would, I'm going to call the roll, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Stanton?
Aye.
Trustee Gata?
Aye.
Trustee Arnett?
Aye.
Trustee Mills?
Aye.
Trustee Newell?
Aye.
Trustee Palafis?
Aye.
Mayor McLeod?
Aye, motion carried. Chair would accept a vote on items 8B, C, E, and F. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is a second. Any questions on any of these items? Seeing none, can you poll the board, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Stanton?
Aye.
Trustee Gata?
Aye.
Trustee Arnett?
Aye.
Trustee Mills?
Aye.
Trustee Newell?
Aye.
Trustee Palafis?
Aye.
Mayor McLeod?
Aye, motion carried. Chair would accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion is second. Any questions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. We are adjourned.